I'm just recording on YouTube. Hello, everybody's logging on. Hi, Fazila. It's Maya. It's Aryan. So this is our last Zoom cook for... Hello, Aryan. How are you? So this is the last one. I will continue with these if any of you, I think all of you online, you all want to see me in person, which is great. So I'm just waiting to hear from Redden. So next week, hopefully you will see me in the flesh with a mask. So let's hoping that all goes well. Okay, so today's recipe is easy date bars, okay, or jam bars for those. Aryan, do you like dates, Aryan? Yeah? Did mommy get dates or did mommy get something else? Okay, so for those who opt out of the dates, I've also grabbed myself some jam. So I think I might use some jam instead of dates. You can use dates. Dates are delicious. Dates are the sweetest naturally occurring fruit in the world. Okay, you find them along the Nile in Egypt. I was lucky enough to go down the Nile. Very, very, very awesome. And dates are like a superfood. They're really, really, really good, tasty, delicious, and good for you. But that's a personal choice. I suppose it's like olives. You either like them or you hate them. Okay, we need a bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a spoon. This is called easy date bars because it's easy. So the first ingredient we're going to get is some ordinary good old cake flour, and the recipe calls for half a cup. So find your cup size, make sure you fill it full to the top, use your spoon to flatten it. Okay, remember when you bake, baking is a science, so it's important to measure things correctly. Right, so we're going to use half a cup of plain flour, just like that. Got a question? Any questions? Careful your bowl, Aryan. Right, so it's just got some flour in there, and we're going to mix that with some good old jungle oats. Rawr. Jungle oats are really the best thing you can eat in the morning. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say that, but they are. They're really, really good for you. And we're going to put in a half a cup of rolled oats. Yum, yum. Okay, and then we can mix those two together. So this crumble that we're making, pardon?
How much must we put in for the oats?
Also half a cup. So half a cup of flour and half a cup of oats. And this crumble is delicious. If you're making any kind of crumble mixture, this can go on top of apple pie or peach cobbler or anything like that. So any recipe that calls for a crumble, this is the one. It's really, really good. Okay, so mix your half a cup of flour and your half a cup of oats together, and then add in some good old crunchy brown sugar. We need a quarter cup of brown sugar. Oh, I forgot. Please ask Mom to turn the oven on. We can't put something in a cold oven, so just scream at Mom, quickly, please put the oven on. What? Oh, thank you. 180 degrees, please. 180 degrees, please. Right. I nearly forgot about that. Sorry, guys. Right. Then we're going to add our quarter cup of brown sugar. Remember to measure it flat and mix it in with your other dry ingredients. So we have a bumpy sort of mixture. Very good. Okay. Now we need a tiny little bit of bicarbonate of soda. We need 1/8 of a teaspoon. So that's a tiny little teaspoon. If you can find one of those, 1/8. That's it. Looks like you've got it, Ollie. So 1/8 of a teaspoon goes in. And mix that together. So you got this nice crumbly, bumpy powder. Okay, we are going to put our hands in our bowls and we're going to rub the butter in with our fingers. So the next step, let me know when you're all done. You can give me a thumbs up. Not ready? Not ready? Good job. Very nice, Ahana. Aryan, are you all... Pardon? No, no, it can be soft butter. We want the butter to be solid because we want blobs of butter in the mixture. So we want nice big pieces of butter in the mixture. So we're going to use 1/8 of a cup to scoop out some. My butter is softened, it's not melted. If your butter is cold from the fridge, it's perfectly all right as well. Okay, because what is going to happen, we're going to use our spoon or even a knife if you have access to a knife. I'm just going to use my spoon. And what I'm going to do is, before I put my hands in, I'm going to slice through the butter with my spoon, and I'm going to keep covering the butter with all the dry ingredients. So I'm going to slice through the butter and then cover with powder. Slice and keep slicing through that butter. Okay. So you can fiddle with it a little bit. It's going to get stuck, but it's okay. Just keep slicing through. Chop, 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 and slice, slice, slice. If your butter is really hard, use a knife and slice the butter into tiny little cubes. And it's actually better if the butter is a bit cold. Mine's room temperature. So what I'm going to do now is just with my fingertips. So not my hands. I'm not going to massage this. I'm just going to use my fingertips. I'm going to rub my fingertips together with my thumb and just gently massage the butter into the dry ingredients, and you'll start to see little rocks and lumps and bumps. Don't worry about if it gets stuck on your fingers. Just keep rubbing it. Just keep rubbing it. Just keep rubbing it all together, so it will be kind of dry. It will be very dry, actually. It will look very, very dry. You can add more butter if you want, not too much, depending on how crumbly or dry your mixture is. Mine is kind of half wet, half dry. I don't know if you can see that. So it's still flaky and falling apart. It's not one big clump of butter. That looks nice. Ollie, yours is also, it's quite dry. Looks good. You can add a little bit more butter if you feel like it. Okay. So you just work it with your fingers, gently sprinkling it through your fingers. The heat of your fingertips melts the butter. So if your butter is hard, your fingertips will help melt and soften that butter. Okay. All right. can wash your hands if you need to. I need to. I'm OCD with washing my hands. Just get all the butter off your hands. I'm back. How does it look, Ahana? Is yours done? Is it done? Okay. So I'm going to use this little glass bowl. The first thing I'm going to do is take half of my crumble mixture, just half, and we're going to pack it nice and tightly onto the bottom. So we're going to make like a biscuit layer. So this is going to be the bottom of our bake. So I'm going to squish it down with my hands or your spoon or however you want to. Squish it and pack it nice and tightly. So this is going to be the crumb at the bottom, or the base, the biscuit base. So pack it as tightly as you can. Nice and easy. So mine's nice and firm inside there. And then when we're done with that, Aryan, are you using dates?
Yes, teacher Diana.
You're using some dates. Okay, lovely. Lovely, my other children. You love dates. You like it. It's very, very tasty. Don't eat it all, okay? You can taste it, but don't eat it all. Okay. You like to feel it. It does feel good. It's very therapeutic, isn't it? All right, so we've got our biscuit base. Right, if you have your dates, I've got a big tub of dates. I love dates. In our family, I love making date balls. We're going to make some date balls next term. So we're going to take either a quarter cup or let's start with 1/8 of a cup of dates or jam. Okay, so we're going to take 1/8 of a cup of your dates. I boiled these. I think I asked everybody to do that before, was to boil them with a bit of vanilla and boiling water and brown sugar. So it's basically like date jam. So let's start with a 1/8 of a cup. I'm going to use jam just because I'm going to eat this. I've eaten date bars yesterday and this morning. So I'm going to use apricot jam. You can use any jam that you like. I'm going to get a nice big scoop of apricot jam, 1/8 of a cup, and see how that spreads. I use my spoon. Okay, so gently push down on the jam or the dates and make a layer on top of the biscuit. Try not to break the biscuit at the bottom if you can. So we've got a distinct layer between biscuits and fruit and then the crumb on the top. Okay, so 1/8 of a cup is perfect for my dish. If you have a really sweet tooth, you can add some more dates or some more jam. But I think 1/8 of a cup is absolutely perfect. Right, so I've got a nice layer of lovely apricot jam. Delicious. And then the last thing we need to do is that lovely crumbly buttery mixture. We're going to gently sprinkle it on the top and not pack it down. We want it to be loose on top. So let's add it just gently on the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of a wiggle just to flatten it out. You can see there's nice big bumps of butter in there. I'm just going to give it a bit of a wiggle and a bit of a tap. And there we have a delicious little fruity crumble. And that can go into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you'll smell it. It smells delicious. whatever you chose to make your crumble with. I'm sure it's going to be divine. And then please ask an adult to put that into the hot oven for you. Okay, please don't go near the oven unless your mom's with you and has given you permission to go near the hot oven. How's it going, Ahana? Very busy there. Good. Ollie, Emily, you done? I can't see you. Your screen's gone black. Nice, Aryan. Were you eating the dates? Delicious. Well done, everybody. If you guys hear from Redham before me, please let me know. Okay, Ohana, about extramurals. Okay, Aryan. Good boy. Ollie, Emily, I'll see you on Monday. Thank you, boy. Bye. Enjoy the crumble. Deliciosa. Are you going? Bye. Thanks for joining. Okay. Bye.